Welcome to Masters of Max, a mobile app experience podcast. Please welcome your host, Tom Buda, Chief Strategy and Marketing Officer at Airship.
Welcome to another episode of Masters of Max. We have a really great guest today in Tessa Clarke, who is the founder of a very, very cool app and company called Olio.
Thank you very much for having me.
Just describe for our listeners what Olio is.
So Olio is an app that exists to tackle the enormous problem of waste in our homes and local communities, and in doing so play our part to solve the climate crisis. And we do that by connecting people with their neighbours so they can give away rather than throw away their spare food and other household items. And you can also buy and sell and lend and borrow household items so that you can kind of share rather than shop. There's a second aspect to what we do, and this is our Food Waste Heroes program. We have 100,000 volunteers who collect unsold food from businesses such as Tesco or Iceland or Pret a Manger, and they collect that food from the store at the end of the day. They take it home, they add it to the app. Within minutes, their neighbours are requesting it, and minutes later they're popping around and picking it up. So that enables that food to go from being considered a waste stream in the store to instead being eaten by lots of local families. And how the app works is really simple. You just snap a photo of your spare food or your household item you no longer want to add it to Olio. People living nearby get an alert. They can browse the listings, request what they want, and pop round and pick it up.
So it doesn't seem that this could have been possible as a business without an app.
It could not have been possible as a business without an app. No, it definitely, because when you add a listing, you can use the camera functionality. We can set your geography, and then all of the notifications and everything are based on your specific location. It's just a very convenient, seamless experience for people.
So just give us a sense of like scale. Where are you today?
So we've had 7 million people join Olio so far. We have had 120 million portions of food successfully shared via the app, and we have had over 9 million household items shared as well. But what's really exciting is the environmental impact of that sharing. So that is equivalent to taking 470 million car miles off the road, and we've also saved over 18 billion litres of water. So an incredible environmental impact, and we're doing a rounding error in our full potential right now. But just as powerful as the environmental impact is the social impact. So we've had 29 million unique sort of neighbour to neighbour pickups or exchanges take place, and 40% of our community say that they have made friends through Olio. 66% say that sharing has improved their mental health, and 75% say that sharing has improved their financial well-being as well. So we really are, I think, kind of a fantastic example of the powerful effects that can happen when you take technology and engage communities with a very clear mission.
Those are extraordinary accomplishments. And knowing a little bit now more about you, I think you probably would say you're just getting started.
Yes, I sort of, I don't feel like congratulations are due at all. I'm deeply frustrated that we aren't bigger, further on, making more of a dent on the problem. And it has been a long, hard slog to get to where we are, and we are only just getting started. And the reason why we're only just getting started is because humanity is only just getting started tackling the climate crisis, and we have got a long way to go in a very, very short period of time.
That's exactly right. So what are your plans then? How are you going to help accelerate that for all of us?
So I think there's a few things that we are doing. So we have built a tool that is really, really easy and convenient to use. We are working our socks off to educate everybody about the scale of the problem and the fact that we've got a really nice, simple, easy solution that just feels great to use. I think we also lean heavily on attempting to inspire people, because too often the climate crisis feels overwhelming, depressing. I feel like, what difference can I make? Just one little old me. And what we want to do is really inspire people and show them the incredible impact that they can have just through taking a really small, simple action. Because if I take that small, simple action, and you take that small, simple action, and everyone else in our community takes that small, simple action, and everyone else in our towns and our county and our country, then actually that is how transformation takes place, and it can happen really, really quickly.
What advice would you have for other companies that have an app-centric business and they're trying to figure out how to, I don't know, embrace community?
I think the single most important thing that you need to do if you want to foster community is to have a very clear why, a very clear mission that will resonate with a community. So our mission at Olio is extremely clear. We want to live in a waste-free world, and we believe in sharing, not shopping. And that's something that our community can really rally around. It makes them feel excited to belong to a community that's working towards the vision and ambition that we have got. But I also think you have to be honest and realistic about the nature of your business. So community is not the right avenue for many, if not most, businesses. And I definitely do see organizations perhaps expending a lot of time and energy trying to build a community where a community does not want to exist. I think you have to have a really honest conversation with yourself about that. Do we have the attributes that are required to genuinely create a community? The second thing that you need to do to build a community is it then has to be a top 3 strategic priority. It's not something you can do in your spare time. It has to be something that you are genuinely committed to. The third thing is that you have to recognize that building a community is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it is incredible in terms of your net promoter score, for example. Our net promoter score is 72. The sheer passion and enthusiasm, new customer acquisition, 60% of that is via word of mouth. So that's all the positive side of this double-edged sword. The challenging side is the fact that that community really feels like Olio is them and they are Olio, and they have incredibly high expectations for you as a business.
Do you see other trends regarding, positive moves around sustainability?
So there's a mindset shift that needs to happen for sustainability to truly happen at scale. And a core part of that mindset shift is changing humanity's North Star metric. So at the moment, our collective North Star metric is GDP growth. And as long as humanity has GDP growth, as long as all of our governments and businesses are all focusing on GDP growth, then we will never be able to live within the planet's boundaries. And part of the reason why GDP growth is so problematic is, one, because the concept of endless growth on a finite planet by definition is absolutely bonkers. And secondly, GDP growth and GDP excludes any reuse or trading of second-hand things. So it's about the production of brand new items. And we live in a planet with finite resources, so we've definitely got to change our North Star metric. We've got to really, I think, sort of therefore rethink capitalism much more broadly. There are many things that are fantastic about capitalism, but many things that are quite dangerous about it. And I think to truly have a sustainability revolution, we need to see partnering at scale between startups and large corporates, because the reality is that it is the startups that have the solutions to these problems. They're the ones that are innovating, and the large corporates have the route to market. And so the marriage made in heaven is that partnership between the startups and the corporates. That is how we will solve humanity's largest problems within the very limited timeframes that we have left available to us.
Well, I have to say this was the most enjoyable conversation, Tessa, and I really applaud what you're doing. I know you won't necessarily accept those congratulations at this stage, but let's just say you're off to a really great start.
Thank you. That I will accept.
You truly are an inspiration to so many people and have become a role model for everyone who's looking to do good by doing the right thing. So thank you for your time.